What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and today we're going to have our table set up for a game of Majestic 13 from Snarling Badger Studios. Before we get into that, I would like to plead and appeal to you to smash all of the buttons on the screen. And if you'd like to do a little bit more than that, check out the links in the description. And then let's go take a look at the table and the scenario and talk about all that stuff for today's game of Majestic 13. What's up, my friends? Welcome to our game of Majestic 13. Now, this is a special mission. This is the one we get at ranking 9, which is the base attack. It does not count as urban or wilderness, although my base is urban. Well, there's no bonuses or penalties for urban or wilderness for this mission. However, as it is a special mission, I do get my debuff to the enemy, which is -5 to their initiative on the first round. Now, normally my deployment zone would be over here in this bottom left corner. The force members are in that top right corner. However, because I am dispersed, I can deploy anywhere and deploy. I already rolled to check for foobar for the first turn, and we get the foobar turn 1. Now, I did finally go make myself read the fact and do now know that there's only one foobar per game. It's a 12, which is a temporal distortion, and I'm going to roll with it. So real quick, let me show you where I'm at, and then we'll show you where everybody ends. Fenrir, behind the main warehouse in the regular deployment zone. We've got Ghost and Maui up in front of that larger warehouse. DJ is down behind the garbage truck, and Alexander is behind the muscle car. On the side of force, we have 3 shock troopers, destroyer drone. 3 shock troopers, 1 destroyer drone. Because they have that -5 to their acuity for turn 1 for their initiative, I will be going first with DJ, who's gonna step out from behind the garbage truck just a little bit and take a shot at that force trooper in front of the ice machine. D20 and adding our combat stat to it. 19, and because I'm hidden, that makes it a crit. Because I crit on a 19 or a 20 when hidden. This is going to be good. My base damage is 3d6. And then because I have retech weapons, I get an extra 2d6 before the damage is doubled from the crit. 6, 10, 14, 15, 16. +1 for my weapons depot, 17. And +1 for the amount of combat that I have for 18, which doubles to 36 damage out of their 45 hit points. Good open and volley. Next up for me is going to be Alexander, who can move equal to his dexterity value, which is a lot, but I don't need to go that far. He's then going to open fire at that shock trooper that is already wounded. That is a 2. That is a definite miss. Fenrir will be up next for me. He's going to move and fire at the wounded shock trooper. A 4, even with his combat of 19 or 18, is not going to hit. Who's up next? And they're just going to start plowing into me. Comes at Maui. They get 2 attacks with their energy claws. I think both of them might miss. Lucky. They both miss. Because I'm defense 30, they're combat 25, so that was a 28 and a 26 respectively. Next one won't be able to get in on Maui, so it will come at Fenrir. Energy claws. Got a 1 and an 11. The 11 will hit. 2d6 +1 damage for 8 and 9 damage. I do have a bubble for my blade of armor shield, so that first time I take a hit, it just pops my bubble. Last trooper will come for Alexander. Swings. Both of which are going to hit. First swing doesn't matter because it'll pop the bubble. Second swing does. So 7 +1, 8 damage. I have to take a dexterity test to see if I become restrained. I do not become restrained. Cannot be bound. Maui will be next, and he's just going to dump shots into the guy in front of him. 20 for Maui. Crit. Let's go. So we got 66 +2 doubled. So pretty bad rolls. 6, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 36 minus 4 for their soak ability because it's not an energy weapon, but that's still more than enough to kill that trooper. Our lovely drone will be up next. It's just going to move to where it can get some line of sight. And it is going to unleash its pulse cannon on Maui. Have some cover. So roll 2, choose the lowest, which is the 4, which will still hit because it'll be 30, which will pop Maui's bubble. Last up for me will be Ghost, who is over here standing beside Maui behind that tree. He's going to move up and then he's going to try to call some drones in. He is responsible for the secondary objective, which is one of those acclaimed, which was to claim alien technology. And then we're going to see if we can bring in this airstrike. Need a 5 to make it happen on turn 1. It's a 4. Almost. So, that's it for turn 1. And so we head into turn 2, at which point the debuff to their initiative is gone. So the troopers will be activating first. So our shock troopers are basically just going to switch targets because they won't attack the same target 2 turns in a row. That one comes down onto Alexander with its 2 swings. Ooh, geez Louise. That's going to hurt real bad. First one, which will be the crit. Luckily, doesn't roll super high there. That'll be 6, 7, 14. Minus 2 for my armor and dermal plating. So 12 damage. Swing. 4, 5. So that's not too bad. I'm pretty beat up at the moment, though. I'm going to have to test Dex twice to see if I'm restrained. So first test. 2 plus a Dex of 12. We are restrained. Our other shock trooper will then go at Fenrir. 2 swings of the energy claw. 6 and a 9 will both hit. Is there combat 25 on that attack? Combat 24. Yes, those will both hit. So first one, 8, 9 damage. Second one, 4, 5 damage. So that's 7 plus 3, 10 damage total. On to me, where DJ is going to fire on the closest. That is a crit because of my combat. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Times 2 is 36. Minus the 4 because it's not an energy weapon. So 32 damage. Then we come to our drone. But he's going to use his missile barrage. So all my team members have to test fortitude or take 2d6 damage and be stunned. He ends up hitting Maui and Fenrir with that. So they take some damage and both of them become stunned. So Alexander's up next. He's going to try to clear his restrained effect. It's a dexterity check. Target number 20. A 1 is a fail. So he remains restrained. He can still open fire. So that's what we're going to do. 19. I don't think his combat is high enough. Nope, it is. His combat is high enough that that's a crit for him. So, let's do some damage. That all comes out to 42 total damage, which is enough to kill this shock trooper that's giving him a hard time. Fenrir is next. He's going to try to clear his stunned condition. 4. That is a fail, but luckily all he really wants to do is use a med kit on Alexander, so I don't really need this affected stats. 6 plus 6, that's going to heal 10 off of Alexander because it's 6. It's D6 plus 4 for the med kit. Maui's up next. He's going to try to clear his stunned condition. That's a 5 plus... Nope, he is still stunned. Being as he is stunned, he's going to attempt to call for aid. So I need a 4 or better here. That's a 4. We're going to call in that drone strike. 21 for the drone strike. 8 plus 21 is 29. That's going to hit all of them, I'm pretty sure. 5d6 plus 4. That will hit both the shock trooper and the drone for 20 damage. Nope, 16 damage because of their stupid little buff. Last in the round, we have Ghost, who is going to move over to that second objective. He is going to try to use the drone control pod, or he's going to use the drone control pod to strike down on the shock trooper. Combat 19. That is a miss. That's unfortunate. So our shock trooper again is up first. It already attacked him last turn. So it'll move to Alexander, who also has the lowest hit points, and attack him. They will both hit, but neither of them crit, which is fortunate. For 1 damage on the first attack, 2 damage on the first attack, and 5, 6, 4 damage on the second attack. Total of 6 damage. I feel like I got through that lucky. I'm already restrained, so I fail all dexterity checks, so I remain restrained. DJ is up next. He's going to move to get a little bit better view, and then unload on the shock trooper. $15 will hit. 3d6 plus 2, so 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, minus 4 is 11 damage. Drone will be next. He used his area attack last turn, so he's just going to use his regular attack this time. And the closest enemy to him, and him staying in cover, is Ghost. 26. That will hit. For 3d6 plus 3. Oh my goodness, that's a good roll. Doesn't matter because Ghost has not been hit yet. He still has his bubble. So pops his bubble. Alexander is next. He will try to break his restraints. 9. That'll do it. He will no longer be restrained. And then he will fire at the Force Trooper. 4 is not going to do it. Fenrir up next. Going to try to shake his stun. 9 plus his 4 to 2 to 14. He will drop the stun. He's still restrained, so he can't move, but he can shoot effectively. This guy, I really want to finish him off. A 1 is not going to do it. That is a definite miss. Maui is next. He will try to shake his stun. A 4 is not going to do it. So he's going to... Already used all the drone strikes. So I guess we're just going to try to shoot at half. I'm still combat, still plus 10. I need a good roll though. 18 plus 10 is good enough. We're going to hit. 46 for 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 15. That is enough to eliminate the shock trooper. Ghost will finish out the round by shooting at the drone. He has a HUD, so he ignores the cover. Crit. Let's go. Only got a battle rifle, but that's okay. Rolled pretty good. Coming into turn 4, we're not going to get our bonus XP for finishing everything off by turn 3, but I think we got 2 turns to kill the drone. I think we're going to be able to do it. We really need to succeed on this because if we lose this, we lose our base and all of its upgrades. And I really, really, really don't want that to happen because I've worked hard and worked through some crappy rolls to get it. DJ is up first. Moving to grab cover behind the van and then open fire at the drone. 19 is a crit. 19 is a crit. That is exactly enough to finish off the drone before it can use its defensive protocols to heal on its activation. And that, good friends, is going to be a great success. So we get to keep our base. Let's see what else. So before that, everybody's going to get 4 XP, with which I'm going to buy various stats, mostly dexterities and combats. For people that had 4 XP total, they're just getting either a bump to their dexterity or their fortitude to make those tests go a little bit better and to get them moving a little bit farther, a little bit tougher. Ghost, Alexander, and Fenrir, however, had a total of 5, so they're taking a combat, and I can get combat for 2 because of my combat training facility. And then we move on to requisitions, for which I need 1 more HUD, and I'm going to go for a Retech high energy rifle for Ghost. So I need a 6-up, I'm +2, and I have to roll 2 dice and take the lowest because nobody likes the dispersed. So we do not get it, but we'll get a bonus to get it next time. The team also made it to rating 10, which means we are now in phase 2, which is why I was able to get that or requisition that high energy rifle. But it also means that everybody gets +2 to their defense. For our final base upgrade that we can requisition, because our max is 6 on this base, we're going to try for the Retech Engineering Lab. We failed. Last thing we need to roll for is the potential breakthrough of our research station. We're going to try for jump gear. We need a 5-up. Oh, it wanted to be a 5 so bad, but it's a 3. So no breakthrough this game. That, my friends, is going to do it for today's game of Majestic 13. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out while I rolled some dice today. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.